Let's talk a little bit about the Orioles struggling, and a lot of teams struggling from the standpoint of lack of hitting.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a very good offensive team, and obviously they have a good lineup, and obviously they've missed some guys, from Matt Wieters to Chris Davis to Manny Machado, at times during the season. But, they've scored 3 runs or fewer 12 of their last 20 games, and that's not acceptable. And we talked to Buck Showalter about that today, and he says obviously some of it is pitch selectivity and being able to work a count a little bit, but these are aggressive hitters, and he doesn't want to take that away either. But they should be scoring runs, and they're not doing it nearly as well as they should be.
And how about the situation with Matt Wieters right now? What's the latest on Matt Wieters?
Well, Buck Showalter kind of dropped the bomb on us today, not meaning to, but he told us that Matt had a PRP injection in his right elbow on Monday. Now, that doesn't mean that the elbow is, the injury is more severe, but what it is, it's basically putting the patient's blood back into the injection with platelet-rich plasma, and it's supposed to speed up the recovery. And so they're hoping that it will help him, get back in time or get back soon. However, it usually takes about a week or so to really take. So basically the situation is he's supposed to be eligible May 26th. Can't imagine that's going to happen, but they still feel that he's going to be okay. He has not thrown yet, and there's no set timetable for him to throw.
I guess there's some starting talk a little bit about surgery possibly for Matt Wieters after July the 1st if they can't get him healed up by then. Is that correct?
Right, that's a situation. Actually, pretty much from the beginning, Buck Showalter has said that if they cannot, if they don't know for sure what the situation is and he cannot throw by then, he cannot catch by July 1st, then that would be the date to get the surgery so that he would be ready for opening day next year in 2015. So basically that's kind of a date that they put on the calendar that they're concerned about because they want to make sure he can catch. Obviously this team is a lot better if Matt Wieters is behind the plate, but they also want Matt Wieters to be, to be healthy for the rest of the year or the rest of his career.
Dan, do you think the Orioles are satisfied with Steve Clevenger and Caleb Joseph behind the plate for right now?
I'm sorry, can you say it one more time?
Do you think the Orioles are satisfied with Steve Clevenger and Caleb Joseph behind the plate right now?
I think they feel both of them have done a pretty good job, and if it's a long-term thing, I think they might look to somebody else. But I think if it is a short-term thing, they are really happy with Clevenger and Caleb Joseph. They both are are learning pretty much behind the plate at the major league level. But I think the overall thought is that they're doing a pretty good job, a solid job to at least back up and to at least keep the position warm for Wieters.
Now, we hear so many times about Tommy John surgery in Major League Baseball, especially this season, but Dylan Bundy's coming off of Tommy John surgery. What's the latest on Dylan Bundy?
Yeah, well, he actually will pitch one inning on extended spring on Tuesday. It'll be his first time actually facing other players besides those in the Orioles organization. It's just going to be one inning, but he's exceptionally excited about it apparently, and it is kind of the next step in the process. Once he does that a couple times, then he should be able to go out to a minor league situation, and the hope is that sometime in June he ends up in the minor leagues and affiliated, maybe Double-A Bowie, and then can kind of progress his way back. I mean, he had the surgery in June of last year. Usually they say about a 12-month period, so he's basically kind of in the timeline to be able to come back and help out maybe in the second half of the year, assuming it goes well in the minors. But more than anything else, he's just excited to actually go against somebody who doesn't have Orioles on his uniform.